So we are here with Jeff Pilson from Foreigner, formerly of Dokken, and of course now TNN.
That's right.
We're in Montreal. Now, tell us a little bit about working with Foreigner. It's been, what, 8 years now?
Been 8 years with Foreigner. It's just a fabulous gig.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great band, great songs, great music. Live, I mean, the band just kicks butt. I mean, Kelly Hansen is one of the best frontmen out there right now.
Agreed.
So,
he didn't get his due when he was with his band Hurricane.
He certainly didn't. He certainly didn't. They were an underappreciated band.
They really were. They were.
But Kelly really shines in this. This is his moment. You know, I mean, Foreigner really works with him.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not easy to come in and replace a voice like Lou.
Yeah, it's not like he's replacing some slouch. You know?
No.
Lou Gramm is one of the greatest rock voices ever. So,
right.
To be able to come in and do that impeccably, and not only does he hit every note every night, but you know, he also has his own style about it. He does it his own way, and yet stays completely true to the original in a way that fans are never disappointed. So
right.
That's a pretty tall order, and the fact that he does it every single night, it's amazing. He really is amazing. He's a machine, and he's a great human being. You know, we have to spend a lot of time together, and
I mean, you guys are doing
we always complain he doesn't have enough lead singers.
Yeah, well, you know,
how often do you hear that?
That's right. Now you've been doing 150 shows a year, roughly.
Anywhere from 100 to 150, yeah.
Now, but
a lot.
Still, on the outside, you have other interests.
I stay busy.
So let's hear about some of those. So you've got your TNN,
which comes out October 31st.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not sure what. I think it'll be on Rat Pack Records over here. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We're on 3 different labels. You know, there's a Japanese label.
Right.
There's
European.
But I believe North America's Rat Pack. I know United States is. But anyways, that's coming out on October 31st. Very excited about that. That's George Lynch and I.
Right.
With Mick Brown covering. There's 5 Dokken songs on this first release.
Right.
And that Mick Brown plays drums on it.
And you sing on some of them.
I sing one of the songs of the Dokken songs,
okay.
And then we have guest singers. We have Sebastian Bach sings Alone Again.
Nice.
And wow, does he do a great job? I mean,
listen, those power ballads are his meat and potatoes.
Yeah, right? And it's funny because when you hear it, it sounds like, wow, that would be like a Skid Row hit. You know what I mean? It really sounds like one. He did a really great job. Again, stayed true to the original, but then gave it his own flavor. Pretty cool. Doug Pinnick from King's X sings the song "Tooth and Nail."
Really?
Really cool. I mean,
okay.
It's a little out there, but it's a lot out there in a very, very cool way. Robert Mason sings "It's Not Love," which he does, and I mean, you know, Robert is currently in Warrant and was in Lynch Mob.
And of course, he does that Disney TV show. If you didn't know.
Oh, I did hear about that. Anyways, Robert does a wonderful job on "It's Not Love." And Ripper Owens does Kiss of Death.
Tim, yes.
Yes, Tim. So we're really excited. Then there's 7 new songs that George and I wrote, some with Brian Tichy, who you will be interviewing soon.
Right.
And that's Brian, George, and I playing on those songs. I do the singing, and we're extremely excited. The record is called Slave to the Empire. Again, October 31st, just to get that date straight.
Just to get that date, yeah.
And I'm so creatively excited by it. It's making me very, very happy.
Yeah, now how was it going back and relearning those Dokken songs? So it's been a while since you've played them, I guess.
Yeah, it has. It's been 10 years. It was very natural. And we had fun. We stretched them out a little bit. We gave, you know, we stayed very true to the original arrangements, but gave a little kick here and there and did some little stuff and really just had fun with it. Really made it musical. And George's playing is just, I can't say enough good things about it. He is playing so inspired these days. I've never heard him play so focused and so well and so tasteful and so in the moment and just shredding and just doing everything that he does better than he's ever done it. And it's pretty gratifying. You know, I mean, there's that part of you that thinks, God, it's too bad we can't sell the records like we used to. But then at the end of the day, you go, but musically, I feel so good about this.
Right.
That really doesn't matter like it once did.
Now, the new songs, are they songs written just for the project, or are these things that you had from your War and Peace days, another solo project?
Actually, what the genesis of it is that George was going to do another Lynch Mob record.
Right.
And he said, hey, do you want to write it with me? I said, I'd love to.
Sure. Okay.
And we didn't know, at the time, I don't think he even knew exactly who was going to be singing or whatever. Anyways, So we wrote basically an album's worth of stuff.
Right.
And got Brian to play on it and everything. And then Oni, I guess, rejoined the band and didn't really feel comfortable doing this stuff as Lynch Mob stuff. So it kind of sat on the back burner. This was over a year ago. And then it was Brian Tishy who came up with the idea. He said, why don't you do a band called Tooth and Nail? Well, we're not using the name Tooth and Nail, but we are going to be TNN instead.
Right.
And he was the one that suggested we do some Dokken stuff too. So we kind of combined the two, and I'm just really happy with the results. It came out. Wait to hear it.
Now, is this a band that's going to tour at some point?
We're talking about it. Yeah, we're planning on. Foreigner has November and December off, so we are right now in the stages of talking about doing shows in November and December. Not sure where, but that's the plan.
It'd be kind of cool.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Do you need a house anymore? You're always on the road. You just you don't.
That's a good. Yeah, get rid of that.
Get rid of the house.
Actually, that's where the studio is. So.
Right.
That's where I do all the projects.
Right. Now, speaking of projects, there's War and Peace that you used to do.
That's right.
Anything going on with that?
Well, I was just asked about possibly doing an anthology,
okay,
which would be re-releasing some of the older albums.
Okay.
I do have some songs in the can on that that I could finish off fairly quickly. There's also a live record that we did in 2004 that I could finish off, and that's with Michael Frowen, Brad Lang, Mitch Perry playing guitar, which is fabulous, and I'm singing. So that's a possibility. Like I say, some kind of an anthology with at least one new song and maybe with a live record too.
That's kind of cool. Now, the live record would be a standalone. It wouldn't be part of one big package kind of thing?
I'm not, you know what, it's so early I don't even know. But my guess is it would be sort of like a mini box set. But
kind of cool.
A very reasonably priced mini box set that would have, like I say, kind of a historical thing of War and Peace on it.
That's kind of great. Now, with TNN, is this just sort of a standalone, one album?
No.
Or is this something that you're hoping to...
I mean, what we'd really like to do is, well, for one thing, George and I love to work together. We love to write. We've always had a great chemistry together. We would, I mean, don't tell anybody, but we would probably do it without getting paid. You know? we just, yeah, please. Quiet.
Let me call the promoters on that one.
Well, not live. But, so to start with, to have an outlet like that for us is great.
Right.
Number two, we love working with Brian and Mick, frankly. I mean, you know, doing the new stuff with Brian was so inspiring, and I love the way he plays. We love working together. It's kind of like
a good guy, and he's playing drums with this.
He's playing drums on the TNN record on the new song, and he's really doing an amazing job.
He's a monster.
I mean, like I say, I can't wait for you to hear it. I'm just very, very excited about it. And we love working with Mick. I mean, Mick and George and I always had a fabulous chemistry. So it's the kind of thing where, yes, we see it as ongoing. We definitely know that there's going to be, I would guess next year, another record, because we've already recorded a bunch more Dokken songs. So we've got stuff in the can on that, and so there's at least going to be a record number two. But I really hope it's an ongoing thing. I mean, I love the creative side of it, so why not?
Yeah, that'd be great. Now, with Foreigner, what are the plans? So you're touring up until, like you said, November, I guess?
Yep.
And then what? Is there...
And then in the new year, we're going to stay... We'll be doing some gigs, but we're working on a project that I can't really tell you about right now. But I do know that the plan is to do a headlining run in the spring, and then continue touring through the end of next year too. So there's a lot of Foreigner work ahead.
New music though?
Well, that's the part I can't tell you about.
Okay.
Let's just say that we're working on something that I think people are going to enjoy.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And now you're also producing albums.
I'm producing as much as I can. I wish I had more time to. But
what was one of the last ones you've done? Can we mention it?
Yes, we certainly can.
Okay.
I'm very, very excited about it. That's the Adler project.
Right.
And that's, of course, Steven Adler. He has a singer by the name of Jacob Bunton, who is incredible.
Okay.
Great singer, great performer, great writer. He and Lonnie Paul, who is Steven's guitar player, did most of the writing. And it's just a fabulous record. It's just a fabulous record. I mean...
And he had Slash come out.
Slash came out and did a solo on one of the songs. John Five from
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie currently came and did a solo. Really cool.
Yeah, he's good.
It's just a really great record. It's modern hard rock, but it's got this. You know, it's funny when you hear Steven's playing great for one thing. And when you hear him on this, and I'm not the only one that thinks this, I've had a few other people unsolicited tell me this. When they hear it, that's the energy and appetite that's from Appetite for Destruction that's been missing in Guns N' Roses. He really has something. He's got a magical thing that he brings to music when he's locked into music. And part of it's him. Have you ever met him?
Yeah.
He's just a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a magnetic human being who, like I say, when he's locked into music, he brings this other element into music that is not, it's not a technical thing, it's nothing you could explain, but it is, I am absolutely convinced, one of the reasons why Appetite for Destruction was such a huge record. There's just energy about it.
It's the 25th year anniversary this year.
I know. And what a great time for his project to come out. And you know what? Great songs. The singing is great. The playing is great. And
you play bass on it.
And I play bass on it.
When does that come out?
I don't know, because they're just now talking to record labels. So
okay.
So we'll see. I would, who knows?
Okay, but it's all original material. It's not It's not Guns N' Roses covers.
No. It's absolutely all new stuff. But it's great. Guns N' Roses fans are going to love it. So are modern rock fans. I mean, it's an interesting. They somehow managed, and part of it is the vocals. They managed to kind of combine those two, which is really cool. Really cool.
Now, another album that's 25 years old this year is Aerosmith's Permanent Vacation.
Yes. That's right.
I saw you open that tour 86 or 80, I guess 87.
It was 87.
Must have been 87.
Yep.
Any memories of that tour?
Oh, many. many.
Any you can share with us that are not going to incriminate you?
No.
They're all incriminating.
Just that it was that was the peak of Dokken's years. And I have seen bootleg videos of us from that tour.
Yeah, there's one from like Philadelphia that keeps floating around.
Yes, and you know
YouTube.
what? And when I see that, I think, wow, we were way better than I remember. Because we didn't have a reputation as being a particularly, I don't know.
Well, you weren't meat and potatoes band. You weren't flashy like a Poison or something.
Yeah, we weren't any of that. But man, we were good. When I see that, and Don was singing great on that tour, and we were
George
on fire.
and you, I mean, the musicality, the music.
Yeah. And we've been, we're very grateful that we have been kind of considered that. So that's a good thing. I mean, I'm always very grateful for how people received us on a musical side. But yeah, as a live band, that was our peak. And my memories of that tour were that was a band that it was such a shame that we broke up right after that, because it was during that tour that it got announced that we were breaking up, or that Don announced that he was leaving.
Right. And that was a solo project.
And that was the beginning of the end, really, because then by the end of the year, when we were doing the Monsters of Rock tour, we were not so good. So, we kind of killed our morale. But that was our peak. That was the best. And the funny thing is one thing I remember about that tour that's kind of interesting is I remember many nights being on the bus where Don and George and I would be in the front of the bus. Mick would usually either be in the back or he would ride with the crew to party harder. but I remember a lot of nights where the three of us would sit at the front of the bus, drinking wine together, and having the most civil chats that we ever had in the entire time of the band. And we were all kind of like starting to buy houses and kind of getting into that.
And you were opening for Aerosmith.
And we were opening for Aerosmith, but we were used to opening for people.
Right.
And really, when the Aerosmith tour started, that was before Aerosmith had really
come back
all the way. So, I mean, yes, we were excited to be opening for Aerosmith, but it wasn't as exciting as it would be had they been
like
really
now.
hot.
I mean, listen.
Oh, yeah.
The Montreal show had about 2,500 people. In an arena, which
in '87
should have had 20,000.
Sure.
So,
and months later it would have, because they did.
Well, I saw them 9 months later opening up with Guns N' Roses opening, and it was 22,000 or so.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, that was the peak for Dokken. That was our peak of getting along. It was very odd that we broke up then, but whatever, it happened.
Yeah.
And
but you got TNN now, so
we got TNN now, which is
Mick going to be with you touring?
I think the plan is is Mick's going to tour with us, absolutely.
Now will it be out on golf carts? They're going to do that.
I was wondering if you're going to bring that up. No golf carts on this tour.
It's a no golf cart tour. Good, but okay, so he will join you on the road, and will Brian join you also if you go out, or?
I would love it if we could. I mean, I think that'd be a little.
He's a great singer too. People don't know that.
He's just a great musician all the way around.
He does it piano,
he does
drums,
everything.
bass,
He's
guitar.
a great
He can
guitar player.
sing.
Yeah, well, like I say, and he was involved in the writing on this record. He does some great stuff. I would love it if we could. I don't know how practical it is to tour with two guys like that, but if it could happen, I would be way into it.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Now, where can people find all this stuff online?
Wow.
Where are the websites?
TNN, I know.
Is there a website yet? Or Facebook?
There's a Facebook page, so I think if you look for TNN, you'll find it.
Okay.
And I have a fan page on Facebook that you can find.
Okay.
My website is currently being renovated because it's actually more about Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff now. But look for me on Twitter. I'm there.
Okay.
And follow me, and you'll get all sorts of information, and we'll take good
And
care.
Tishy's on Twitter, and
Sure,
everybody's got
sure,
the fan page as
sure.
well. So great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all of this stuff.
Me too. Me too.
It's amazing that as you've been able to maintain a career, because the music career, you eat your own. I mean, you eat your young. I mean,
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this?
How long have I been playing music for a living?
I mean, Dokken was 81, 82?
Well, I joined Dokken in '83.
83?
The band came out in '81, but in Europe they came out in '81.
So
yeah.
at least 30 years as a professional
Yeah, I mean, I
working
made my
musician.
first real record in 1980, so I've been 32 years of that, and I was playing in bars before that.
That
and
is
doing the whole
absolutely
thing.
amazing. I mean, you look at so many
is.
of these one-hit wonders who
Yeah.
had a 9-month career, and
And you know what? I'm very grateful. I know George is real grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very grateful for that, and that's one of the reasons why in a situation like TNN, we do want to redo Dokken songs because number
well, they're
one,
your songs too.
Well, there are our songs, and it's like it doesn't look like there's going to be a Dokken reunion at this point.
No.
But that doesn't mean we can't celebrate the music a little bit and celebrate
and you
what all of
should,
us
because
did.
there are fans who want to hear the
There
songs.
are fans that want to hear the music, and it does feel like there's some closure that's needed with all that stuff, and at the same time we want to appreciate what got us our houses and got us my studio, what I mean, because that's where it comes from. It comes from all that.
32 years.
So yeah, I mean, one of the great things about this age is because of Facebook and social media and things like
Brave
your
word and
situation and all that kind of stuff. You can have communication with fans in a way now that you never could in the 80s. And so you really come to appreciate what they want, how you guys interface with one another, and it makes the whole experience more intense and more intimate than it's ever been. And that's one of the things
But
I
it can
really
make it
value.
also more rewarding.
Well, in
the old days, you did an interview.
And intense are rewarding for me,
Right, because in the old days you did an interview and then you wouldn't see it for 4 months.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
it's going to be on like
Tonight.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And
I know,
you'll get
I like
that feedback. And when you play a show, you'll get, hey, you guys rocked, or you'll get, dude, I was on. And you'll go, okay, listen, I had a cold or whatever. So, it's great feedback. So that's great. Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure, man. It's great to see you again.
And we're off to see Foreigner tonight.
We are.
That is going to be kicking.
You get to. I can't.
Yeah, you can't get to see them. Wow, what a gig.
I'll manage. Thanks, man.
Thank you.